Hi, this is part 4, documenting my work on this beautiful Mercedes 1980 300 TD, that's touring diesel. Let me show you what I've been doing. I've been doing the rust in this area. It's pretty rusted on the driver's side. I'm rather proud of this part. This right here, it's going to be a panel like fitting in right in here. I'll show you later. But it took me quite a few hours to make this. You can see it's got a lot of holes in it and a bunch of bends, and it actually pretty much fit the first time. Like I said, it took a couple hours to make. It's made out of an old steel shelf. I'd say it's probably about 50 thousandths thick metal. It's kind of stiff, but not real stiff. I used to use 18 gauge in my other car for this, but that was just too hard to work with. This is actually thicker metal than was in the car when it was built, and I can show you how it's going to fit in there. It's going to go into the car like that. See? The holes right here are for pop rivets. Now what I do is, I can show you the rear piece here. What I do is I fix it in place with self-tapping sheet metal screws, and I don't weld it right away. So I put it in with the sheet metal screws, and then I'll weld down here to the bottom. That'll be along like this, along here. So I'll sheet metal screw in here and then weld down there, and then come back and drill the take the screws out one by one and put in pop rivets. And I have to drill the sheet metal screw. I've drilled this one size for the pop rivet, but behind is only drilled out by the screw, so I have to remove metal when I drill it through. That way I get it exactly on size and aligned. And since you've already welded all the distortions that happen with welding, you get a fairly good close fit and everything is tight. I've decided never to weld on this side part. It's just too thin. I can't clear out behind here to get insulation off, so I worry about fire. And also I don't want to warp it too bad, because as you can see, the frames and all for the doors, if I warp this beam too much, everything's not going to fit anymore. So I think 3/16 inch steel pop rivets, they're about every inch and a half, are going to be more than strong enough for this. So you can see the beam here that I removed. It'll fit flat against that part, and it'll get welded in and welded at the other side. So making quite a bit of progress. I'm not sure if I showed this in the last video, but that's pretty much the bottom of the important joint finished up, and I have to get this part in here before I can proceed and close up the top of this beam. So and you can see still a hole through the floor to the bottom. I did cut out this part in the front. So again, you can see that's the ground below it. And this side piece here I've cut out. So that's once I clear this, get this welded, then I'll work forward, and then I'll seal this in and put this piece in. Now, in conjunction with working up there, I kind of had to come out here and drilled out there, or sawed out the, I can close the door now, sawed out these two pieces, which is on the, let me show you where we're at. It's the side of the car, down low, and that's the jack hole, which was kind of rusted out, and you can see that it's cut through on the inside too. Gives me a lot of access around this mount, and you can see how it's fixed on the bottom there and goes up into the frame. So these jack mounts are have their own little support system. It's not just attached here. So anybody working on these cars, you got to know that. You got to get in here and clean around in here a little bit and paint it with some that kind of paint that mixes with rust and keeps it from completely rusting out. This car also being an 80, I have to do some work here. You can see they didn't have the plastic liner all the way down in this model. That came out, I believe, in 82, and so it's rusted out there, so that's going to need a patch too. This is fairly cut square. I'll be able to get a patch in there and weld it. And this one was unusual in here. I think that was I haven't seen that before. I'll have to put another patch there. I'm basically down to solid metal on all sides there. It should be easy. And you can see the rear of it. It's not bad at all. Yeah, I did do, let's see if I can show that. I did seal this up fairly well. That was a little part I had to do. I did that a couple of days ago. A little bit, I haven't ground anything down, so it's a little crude, but that's the part where the corner on the inside, this right here would be the front of the back seat, and underneath the back seat is where they attach the rear suspension, keep the suspension from falling off backwards. So that kind of ties in right there to the frame. So I kind of wanted to get this little structural, a little more than just putty there. So I think I did a good job. Anyway, it's slow progress, but I love the work, and I'll be doing a little bit today, working into it. We get a nice break in the weather, so I'm still hopeful to have it finished in a year or two. If I don't, I'll probably end up divorced. Well, what can I say? Hey guys, enjoy your work.